It's time now for Better Laughs.
We're so excited whenever Bill Bellamy drops by. Let's take a quick look at him. A quick clip of him talking about growing up back in the good old days.
Ain't nobody grow up like us. Ain't nobody grow up. There'll never be another generation of kids like us. We could do anything. Use our imagination anytime, anywhere. We used to really believe when we played freeze tag, we was frozen. Kids be what's wrong with that boy? He froze. That's a deep freeze. He ain't gonna be able to get out of that for 2 hours. That is a lot of ice. I tell they put ice on him.
We are happy to welcome Bill Bellamy back to Better. I love it when you laugh at your own jokes.
Yeah, because I like, wow, that's actually funny.
It is funny.
To me, because it's funny, the perspective of life, you know what I mean? That joke really came from a real situation because kids don't play like we used to.
Exactly.
No, they want to go play
Fortnite now.
Right, exactly.
We used to have to use our imagination.
Running bases.
We was running bases. We sit in and do race car with no car.
Right.
I'm driving fast.
Exactly.
You know, like it was such a cool way to grow up, though.
But isn't it funny to watch yourself on TV? It's almost like third person. Like that's not you. That's somebody else, isn't it?
It's really weird to watch myself. I often wonder what was I thinking about at that time. You know what I mean? Because you're in the one live moment that was captured. I often go, well, how did I feel? I forgot how I felt, but I like what I did. I'm glad that is captured somewhere.
We like what you do too.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome.
So you're happy to be here because you're hoping for some fall, even though I think we're sticking around.
I love fall. Like I'm a Jersey guy and I live in California, right? And to get off the plane and see gold and burgundy leaves, everybody else is walking by, and I'm like, ah! I'm used to dried grass. Like, you know, we don't get no rain, so everything is just dry, like a little bit of green, but here it's like colors and greenery and just, you guys have like, you know, these amazing trees that are so big in Connecticut. People sleep on the CT, you know? I got love for the CT.
I love it. It says, I could be completely wrong, but your Wikipedia says that you studied economics?
Yes, that part is right. There's a couple things in Wikipedia that they just put in because they're wiki. You know, Wiki will make up stuff sometimes. They had me married to Sam Jackson's wife. She was like, Bill, when do we get married? I was like, I don't know. But anyway, I did study economics and marketing at Rutgers University.
Were you funny? Did you? I'm so confused.
It doesn't go together, right?
No.
Because I've been silly my whole life. But I first was a business major.
Okay.
And I was sort of like this guy who liked comedy, wasn't ever thinking about being a comedian at all or an actor. And I remember being in my sophomore year at Rutgers, and I said to one of my friends, Jeff, I said, Jeff, you know what I want to really do with my life? I want to be a comedian. He was like, what? We were on our way to a finance class.
So what was your break? How did you do it?
One of my breaks, there were so many, but one of my breaks was just hosting the talent show at school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know.
You were the funny guy.
I was the funny guy that was the MC, and everybody was like, yo, Bill Bellamy is so funny. I was like, I am?
Yeah.
And then I just started, that's the bug. Once you got a little bit of approval, and then I got more confident, and I was hosting more and more events at school, and then I was like, yo, I really want to try this. And so when I graduated college, I actually started working in corporate America for 2 years and moonlighting as a comedian. So I quit my job 2 years after college.
Isn't that incredible?
It's not too late for you.
You could do it, bro.
Yeah,
you could just take off that beautiful suit and just be a skydiver.
He does it for like 3 hours in the morning. Wait,
It doesn't look like you could be a skydiver.
Yeah, and it's true that Shaquille O'Neal's your cousin.
Yes, yeah. My biggest cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, big.
You're
like
tall,
you.
You're big too.
I'm 6'3", but he's 7'3". I'm like, what? He got a little more milk than me. I'm like, man.
Did you guys like hang out at Thanksgiving and like he just kept going bigger on the growth chart?
Like, this is the thing, right? Every time I see Shaquille, I always go, how did you get much bigger than everybody else? Nobody else is that big. Like, how did they pick Kim to be the biggest person ever? Like, Kim, like he just goes right past the refrigerator, past the pantry, up there. I remember when he was in the 8th grade, he used to have to sit at the teacher's desk because he was too big for the little ones. He's sitting up there with the teacher. Can I do my homework? Okay. It became, thank God he became famous. Right. Thank God he was able to market himself and be successful because there would be no way to be 7'2" in a UPS man. It's just you too big. Do you know he's a cop?
No.
Get this. So he's a legitimate cop, went to the academy and everything, right? So he didn't tell me that he graduated from the academy. So he gets a car, he gets his gun and everything. He comes to my house in the cop car. It takes him 12 minutes to get out the car. I'm like, What is the point, boy? You can't even give me a ticket. I can pull off. He's like, hold on. He can't get out the car.
Do you understand the importance? I know you understand the importance of making people laugh, especially in today's day and age.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, how do you form your comedy?
A lot of my comedy comes from reading. I read all the time. I mean, I'm reading every newspaper. I'm reading articles. I'm always trying to find something that I think is the pulse of what people are thinking and what's going on in the country. So, and then when I find something, I lock in on it because I know it's in the conscience of everybody. And that's what I like about comedy, because a lot of things we see, but comedians grab it. You've seen a couple things like, and you just thought about it, but I'm grabbing it and flipping it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like you thought about games we used to play. You thought about things about relationships that are hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys and girls never think the same.
No.
If a guy goes down aisle 9 and a girl goes down aisle 9 in Home Depot, we never pick up the same thing. You ever notice that?
I think, what's that?
Right. Like, why do we need another light bulb?
But this is the kind of comedy we're going to get if you go see Bill. He's going to be on the stage at the Hartford Funny Bone tonight, and tomorrow night you can head to hartford.funnybone.com for more details and ticket information. Bill Bellamy, it is always a pleasure.
Funny.
Thank you for having me.
You make me laugh on Instagram, so you can also get him on Instagram. Yeah.
I got you.